Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So last year we did a Q&A video starring some dogs, and this year we are doing another Q&A video starring different dogs. So if you like dogs, this is the Tough Souls video for you. We just got some questions from Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and various other outlets and inlets, and also just some questions that everybody always asks us. So here we go.
Yes. Well, a major question that we're always asked is, are we walking the Wild Atlantic Way?
Seriously, we are not walking the Wild Atlantic Way. The Wild Atlantic Way is a 2,500 kilometre driving route along the coast of Ireland, along the west coast of Ireland, and we're not doing that. What we're walking is a large network of trails in Ireland, all around the country, that amounts to about 4,000 kilometres. There's 42 and a bit of those trails, and they are all around the country. The dog, get away from the... Thanks. So that's what we're walking. We are not walking the Wild Atlantic Way. More information about those trails in particular can be found on irishtrails.ie, and also I think toughsouls.ie/trails, right?
I don't know.
I'll make that exist before this video goes out tomorrow. We do, however, know somebody who's walking the Wild Atlantic Way and the rest of the coastline. That is Walking in the Air on Twitter and Instagram, and you should check her out.
Yes.
She's done 2,800 kilometres by now, and she's been walking since Patrick's Day, so pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
So, Windmark Trails asks, what's the best hostel you've stayed in?
Oh. So we stayed in a couple of really good hostels actually, but probably the best one would be up in Dunglow. River House, B&B and hostel. So downstairs is the B&B, upstairs is the hostel. They are incredibly nice, incredibly helpful, really good prices. We just had a great time staying there. We kind of used there as our base actually when we were in Donegal. Wonderful. But I guess just some hostels around the country in general that we liked would also include
the Rainbow Hostel in Dingle.
Yeah.
That's really good. Errigal Hostel is quite nice.
In Ballycastle we stayed
Burke's
at
Ballycastle.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's
in
a hostel
Mayo?
in Mayo, yeah, not Antrim, Mayo. That's at the start of the Western Way, and it's really very nice.
Yeah.
There have definitely been others that we're just not thinking of at the moment. We've stayed at a lot of some B&Bs as well, and that's almost always been a good experience. And to be honest, if you have the money, staying at B&B is a good way to go. We don't have the money, so it's kind of like every time we stay at a B&B it's tinged a little bit with we should really be outside camping at the moment.
Yeah.
But they are often really nice, and I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's another question. What country is next?
What country isn't next, I think, is the better question.
Yes. The definitive answer is Northern Ireland. We are definitely going to do Northern Ireland, probably next. There's the 1,000 or so kilometre Ulster Way, which we're going to do a significant portion of at some point.
Yeah.
After that, who knows?
World is our oyster.
Yeah, basically. You can walk basically anywhere, it turns out. So.
Oh, I'd love to go to Corsica. Corsica is supposed to be amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Not us.
Yeah.
Maybe you. Okay, what's the next question?
Next question is, how many pairs of shoes did you both wear through? So far, I think we've worn through 10 pairs of shoes total.
Yeah,
so
5 each. Yeah, I think that's about right.
Yeah.
That does include shoes that we maybe didn't wear the whole way through, but had to give up on because they just fit badly or whatever. But we've each worn at least 5 pairs of shoes on the trails.
Yeah. That works out to between 300 and 500 kilometers per shoe, or per pair of shoes. Which, to be honest, I really don't know, is that a good average or not. We also have never had shoes that we could resole easily.
Yeah.
Which would have helped significantly, I think, keeping the cost down. But I do want to say thank you to Great Outdoors,
Yes.
to whom or for whom we are brand ambassadors.
Yes.
So thanks Great Outdoors. Great Outdoors in Dublin. They're
Yes.
a good shop and they have sold us all of our boots.
And bags and sleeping bags maybe and
Yep.
stove. Yeah, lots of gear.
Yeah, so quite a lot of shoes. I don't think either of us are particularly I don't think either of us have really settled on a pair of shoes that we really love. I've actually been walking in the Merrell Moabs the whole time, at first in the shoe version and now in the boot version. But to be honest, the waterproofing has never held for me. So I'm actually not that happy with them. They're just kind of the ones that I buy because I know that they fit me. And Ellie has been through
Yeah.
multiple different variations of shoes.
Yeah, I've fallen in love with a couple of pair of boots and then they end up being discontinued or no longer stocked in Ireland or some other annoying trait. Yeah, I fell in love with a pair of Solomon Comets, but they have been discontinued. So I'm currently figuring out what to wear instead of them. I haven't quite got that sorted yet.
Yeah, and it turns out choice of footwear isn't one of those things that you can actually just ignore. There are some things that people tell you to worry about that really don't matter very much. But shoes, one of those things.
Definitely.
It really, really impacts how you enjoy your walking.
Yeah.
So it matters a lot, I think, to get a pair of shoes that you enjoy.
Yeah.
The next question is, how do you deal with packing up your tent, etc. when it's raining? Mostly just with lots of complaining.
Yeah. It's never an enjoyable experience, but after a dozen times or so of just packing it up in general, you get pretty fast.
Yeah, I think
and you just kind of live with it.
We've never timed it, but I'm pretty sure we could pack up our tent in under 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Provided, once we get everything out from the inside of it, I think we can take the tent down and put it in its bag in under 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Pretty easily, I'd say.
Yeah. We had a Hubba Hubba NX.
Yeah, an
MSR Hubba
yeah.
Hubba. And it's been absolutely wonderful. We really, really love that tent.
Yeah, it's brilliant. We've slept in it for many hundreds of nights now, and it's only now beginning to show some mildew, and that is only because we don't take care of it as well as we could. That's a 10-year tent for sure. I would definitely buy it again, and I will buy it again before they discontinue it.
And we even our stove, when we were carrying the stove around with us and our pots and everything, were MSR as well. They're a really good brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like
I would
those.
trust MSR with my life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
And they also own Thermarest,
which is the sleeping mat company that we buy from.
So I always see people backpacking, and they have these sleeping mats on the outside of their bag that look like yoga mats, or they're like huge rectangular things that are like accordions or something. I'm like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
I guess I just don't really get those because I've always had a Thermarest that is the size of
They fold up like this size.
Yeah.
They are like air inflatable, so you do have to breathe into them a couple of times. But we've never had one puncture really.
No. They're great,
like years old. Yeah, we absolutely love them.
They're super light. They're
Yeah.
brilliant, and they fit inside our bags.
Yeah, really easily.
Yeah, it's a really straightforward thing. I would, that's another piece of gear that I think we've been quite lucky in general with our gear. There's not been, beyond footwear, there's not a lot that we've kind of had to replace very often.
Yeah. Or got wrong in general.
Yeah, so I guess that's something, we were just basically lucky. We had done a fair bit of camping before. We actually lived in a different tent for a couple of months in France. So I guess we got to check out some of the gear before we really had to test it hard, but but we were definitely lucky for that. And our full gear list is available on the Tough Souls blog. The link will be in the description.
Yes.
So do check that out, because I guarantee you, if you have a gear question, we've answered it down there.
Okay.
Next question.
Next question.
When will you be doing the alleyway? Oh, soon.
September?
Yeah, probably. The Offaly and Slieve Loomways are the shortest trails that we have remaining, so we will probably do them relatively soon.
Yes.
Just because it's nice to be able to colour in our map.
Yes.
That's pretty much what drives us nowadays. Do either of you ever get grumpy on the trail, and how do you help each other out? Skip. We definitely get grumpy on the
Yeah.
trail.
Everybody has their good days and bad days.
Yeah.
And I think we're generally lucky that we typically don't both have our bad days on the same day.
Yeah.
Typically. So one of us
That
is
does
always
help a
there
lot,
to kind of like pull the other one along, or,
Yeah.
you know.
I often find that just terrain change helps a lot. If you're angry about something or just frustrated or your feet are sore, like if the terrain changes and you get a different view or something, like it honestly it helps a really surprising amount.
Yeah.
So
As well as coffee.
As well as coffee. Coffee is actually the cure, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I often like joke, say that our biggest spend is coffee, but it's probably our third biggest spend, like after transport and food. Coffee is like how we get going every day, and how we haven't killed each other by now. But actually, I do think that we're pretty lucky in that we don't have a lot of grumpiness or arguments between us on the trails. I think we're pretty lucky in that. I don't think that if you compared with the average, I think we're quite low. Ellie is probably just quietly angry at me all the time. But yeah, I think we're lucky that we seem to be relatively good walking partners.
Okay.
I don't know. Stay tuned. Stay tuned, I suppose. But yeah, generally, if you are walking somewhere and you have a friend and you are angry, I personally find that a terrain change helps really a lot.
And food and sugar.
Yeah.
You know, the usual
The standard
endorphin
stuff,
things.
Yeah. It's funny because when you walk such long distances for so many days, your needs really get pared down a lot, and so being able to quickly just give yourself some comfort food, or sleep in a real bed or whatever, that completely changes the situation. That's a really good thing.
Yeah.
Next question.
Yes.
How do you get the time and funding for your trips? Well, we quit our jobs to go walking last year in April. We'd saved up beforehand, but we quit our jobs and we left our apartment in Dublin. That's basically what we did. We don't have a base, or we didn't have a base for the vast majority of our walking.
Yeah.
We also didn't have money for the vast majority of our walking.
We do have to say a huge thank you to all our friends and family who put us up every now and again, or give us a spare couch and just kind of let us relax in their houses, take showers and all that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Yeah, without that, this would have been impossible, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think a lot of people know that we actually do these trails essentially back to back, with no base typically in between, or we're not doing it on nights and weekends or anything like that. We are non-stop walking, and it is our full-time jobs.
Yeah. We are going to get a base soon, hopefully.
Yes.
Seeing as it's coming into winter, it'd be nice. Yeah, we're kind of very exciting.
We're so excited about not having to deal with camping in the winter. But yeah, with only 7 trails remaining as of this video, we're kind of initializing the next little section of our life until next summer, basically, when we get to go somewhere else and do other stuff. Basically, so the time comes from us not having actual jobs other than doing Tough Souls work, and the money comes from our savings, of which there are none, and Patreon.
Yes.
And this is a very opportune time to say thank you to every single person who's ever supported us, both on Patreon and just else, in any other way.
Yeah.
We legitimately could not do this without you. We ran out of money 3 or 4 months ago, basically, and we've just been doing this on Patreon funds. would be impossible without that. So thank you again.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And should you care to support us, our Patreon is patreon.com/toughsouls. But absolutely no hard feelings if you don't want to or can't or anything.
Yes.
Completely your choice. So the people who asked those questions before I forget were Carolyn O'Dwyer, the Waymark Trails app, both of which are our patrons, Hail in the World, Orby C, Adam Grace 291 and the Slurm Roach. So thanks for putting in your questions on Instagram.
And we just passed 500 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah, but right now, because we just said that one of you is going to unsubscribe and it's going to be really annoying, so
Okay, here we go. That counts.
we've just passed 501 subscribers.
Okay. So, we have a question from Nigel McMarris, and
Also a patron.
Yes, he's
Thanks,
also
Nigel.
a patron. And he is predominantly a trail runner, and he is looking for a handful of recommendations of good stretches of trail, about 20 to 25 kilometers, just to run, that are mostly off-road, have nice scenery, some like highlight sections. So I think we can safely say
The Barrow Way. Really straightforward, easy run, I'm sure. I don't know how to run. I can only go at walking pace. So take whatever I say with a grain of salt. But
the Avondue Way from the V in Tipperary across the back of the Knock Me Down Mountains. There's about a 20 kilometre stretch there. That's pretty nice.
Yes.
That's quite kind of rocky though, so I'm not, I don't know. Then there is
bits of the Kerry Way would be really good for it.
Yeah.
Especially the section from Glencar to Glenbeigh. I think that would be a fantastic run, if a little hard, because a lot of it is kind of steep.
Yeah.
Um,
On the Sheepshead Way, there are quite a few stretches of kind of off-road. I'm mainly thinking of like the ridge line across the top. That's really beautiful and quite like very, very scenic. Could not be more scenic. The Loch Derg Way.
Oh, the Loch Derg Way would be a really good one actually.
Yeah. The Dublin Mountains Way has some gorgeous stretches, especially up around Ticknock, and Hellfire Club up around there is really, really nice. It crosses the Wicklow Way there, so you might kind of be familiar with that, with those parts. There is also the Tawn Way, so that is up kind of near Carlingford, and there's like a long section where you kind of come up to this pass and then you go back down into Carlingford village, and that was really beautiful.
Yeah, that's only about 20 kilometres.
Yeah, yeah. The whole
between-
thing is only 40 kilometres,
Yeah.
so you can definitely find some nice sections on that.
Yeah, roughly between Lumpers Pub and Carlingford on the south side of the trail.
Yes.
That would be really, really good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all we can think of right now. We're not runners. Sorry.
Are you going to do a book?
Yeah, read that one out.
Okay. Are you thinking of doing a book with all the trails and maps that you've made? I think you should. Thank you. I'm pretty sure that comes from the Gypsy Wagon. So we get asked this question a lot actually for making a book, and
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. But
I guess we'll see how we feel when we're finished.
if we do, it's going to be in like 2 or 3 years, so don't hold your breath.
A lot of what we experience does go into our blog posts, so
Yeah.
a lot of it is up there. But yeah, I think I'd like to write a book. I think I just like the experience of writing,
Yeah.
even if it doesn't go anywhere. So
What would
probably.
What
I
would
guess.
you find useful? Would you like a book, if you were gonna pick up the Tough Souls book tomorrow, would you prefer it to be like a guidebook or my dog? Or would you prefer like just an interesting book about how we did this and what we did?
Yeah.
Like more of an adventure log, or a cross between the two. What would you prefer? Let us know, because we actually haven't a clue how we would do it if we did it.
Yes. Okay.
We're out of focus because it's focus on me. You can see me. You can see me.
No. Okay. Oh, there we
There we
go.
go.
Yeah, I got my face. Okay.
Okay, go for it.
So a lot of people ask if it's just like constant walking or if we have a car.
We don't have a car.
We don't have a car. The trails, some of the trails are connected together, a lot of them aren't. So we walk the stretch of the trail that is there, and then we take a bus or we thumb a lift or meet a nice person and they just drive us to the next trail, or we take a couple of days off. So no, it's not one huge connected trail around the country. It is many
separate ones. Yeah.
separate parts that we public transport between. And if you live in Ireland or visited Ireland, you will realise how impossible a task the public transport here is.
Yeah, it's actually we completely underestimated the logistics of getting from one trail to another. It's legitimately difficult.
Yes.
It has gotten better lately with local link buses and so on, but like if you were coming to Ireland to do a walking holiday, do sort out your transport beforehand. It's really tricky.
Yeah.
Where do we get our maps and information? So we get most of our maps and information from irishtrails.ie, which is a website run by Sport Ireland, who run the trails. So that information is there for you as well. Do go check that out. All of the maps are there for free.
Yes.
I am actually currently working on our own maps that we can reproduce and put in our videos, which I'm really excited about, but that hasn't happened yet, so stay tuned on that, I suppose. Okay, it's getting too dark for this camera to function particularly well, because like Ellie is over there but you can't even see her. So as always, I want to say an enormous thank you to our patrons. Especially this week, I'd like to say thank you to John McCarthy, Sasha Dalika and Stefan and Erica, without whom we couldn't do this. So thank you so much. Right, Ellie?
Yeah, thank you. We love you all.
Yeah.
Oh, so a lot of people ask, is it just like constant...
I have to redo that because I part of it.
I know, you don't think I heard you? Okay.
For the record, it was Ellie.
Oh, last time.